Hello. Hi, everyone. Are we working? Am I live? I don't know if you noticed the stuttering and all the starting soon stuff. Things have been going very wrong, but hopefully you can see me now. The screen has gone blank. That's not an accident. I've just noticed that my camera's moved again. It's probably Marty. It's probably Marty tail whipping it when I'm not about. But hopefully I'm coming through to you in a non-stuttery form, and it's all alright. Late, aren't I? I blame technology. Always blame technology. Hopefully you can see the game all right though. Hopefully you can see Marty eventually. He's about. He's actually like about 10 centimeters off camera, crouched on the floor, hoping for a treat or two. It's not happening though. He's just had some treats to try and calm him down and coax him in here. But hey everyone, I've missed out on all the chat as well in I'd say frenzied clicking and changing of numbers and things. But it seems to be working now, which is alright, innit? Nice relaxing streams before Christmas. Who said that? Hey, the chatbot's just kicked in. Oh yeah, I forgot that wasn't working properly. Paul said that his has been doing a similar thing. It doesn't like load the chat and then loads it all in one great big go. Oh well, a good time to start putting that on the screen again, isn't it? Wayfarers solo is a lovely treat. It's coming through. It's all right. Hi everyone. Right, so what should we say? Well, it's Wayfarers of the South Tigris, really, isn't it? It's a lovely game that it's been 7 months somehow since we did a stream and it was on Kickstarter and it was just a dream, but now it's arriving. It's arrived with a lot of people at it, and you're probably a lot better at it than me because I don't remember doing that well. And I'll be honest, my preparation time has been eaten into by, well, the stresses of the stream program. Hey Marty, and the stresses of the editing program. None of it's been happy with me today. It's been really annoying. And my last, actually, the most time has been eaten into by building a great big wooden insert for Frosthaven, which no matter how much time I thought that it would take, it took twice as long constantly. And I've got glue on my lovely purple mat. I thought I was being so careful. Right, if Marty's here and has picked such a northernmost spot, the camera's never going to catch him on it. He'll move about while we're streaming, it'll be okay. If you're not here for any cat chat. There's games as well. Oh, he's in a point where Concordia, he's hiding behind Concordia. That's the most we're getting while he's doing some padding of his blanket. So we are all set up and lovely though, and we know the basics. We just probably aren't going to be very good. Well, I'm probably not going to be very good at it, but hopefully with your help, we'll do brilliantly. Is he coming through? Hopefully the latency and all that good stuff is quite low as well. And I need to go on multi-stream on there as well. So I don't know if any notifications will even come up for Christmas. We're on Twitch again, if that will make any difference. Maybe a few people will spot it. Yes, before we get started though, I do loads of videos. I've done hundreds of them at this point, a staggering amount. If you like them and you'd like to, at patreon.com/slickerdrips, it's a fantastic visit. You get things for it, but mainly you make it possible for me to be here right now, struggling, hammering bits of... I shouldn't normally be hammering bits of wood together and gluing them, but hey, that's been a surprise. It doesn't seem like a morning's worth of stuff, does it? And like yesterday evening's worth, but it was. Or you can go to Ko-fi as well if you wouldn't like to subscribe to something. And Ko-fi don't take fees and stuff. PayPal do though. Yeah, any support would be massively appreciated, and it's how I can do stuff. That chat window isn't working at all. Well, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Hey, Steve. I'm sorry I've missed saying hello to everyone individually. But yeah, normally I'm sat here and all geared up. Right. So yeah, we're first, aren't we? So in this game, we're searching around basically. We're making maps. We're looking around the seas, the lands, the space of it's like medieval Baghdad. And we'll do this through dice placement on that. We're making friends with some townsfolk. We start out with a pretty basic tableau at the start, but it will be growing and growing as we play through the game. So we start out with, well, you always have 3 basic actions, but they're a bit more limited at the start before you get more cards and things. So you can place dice. Well, I haven't actually rolled these. You can place dice to perform actions. You've only got a limited number of dice placement spots at the start of the game. Your dice can also do some special things as well. If you look on your player board, you've got like a little grid of what each number does. At the start of the game, you can ignore all of this stuff. These are just bonuses you get when you put tiles on here. All we know is that 1 gives you a camel, 6 gives you a telescope. Camels will let you do this action, telescope will let you do this action. Other than that, none of the dice do anything, but we can get tiles later that help us out with all sorts of things. So the actions, sometimes you've got to pay a cost to get something. You'll usually you can get more resources. You can get, I should have some supplies, shouldn't I? Should have 2 supplies. 3 money, 2 supplies. Yeah, you can get more supplies, which you will be using to gather things. Silver will be used at least to get people. You need a lot of stuff to do a lot of stuff because all of the cards give you lovely things, but they've also got tags that tie into other things and combo nicely with stuff as well. So at the start, we've just got the basic things that are on our player board, but it will hopefully grow exponentially from there. The solo bot, I think there was some chat over this while I was getting ready. The solo bot is a great big cheater, but yeah, know that going in. A lot of solo bots get to cheat because they don't really get to necessarily react to what you're doing. They don't know what you're doing, do they? From time to time, unless they're much more complicated ones with all sorts of flowcharts and things. Simpler to operate bots get to bend the rules, and the Wayfarers one can really, really get away from you. I would say if you let it, but you don't need to let it. It will probably get away from you. What am I rambling on about now? So yeah, you can place dice. You can place workers as well. We got a yellow and a blue worker. Everyone gets these. They're not specific to your player color or anything. Around the board are action spaces. Apart from the space cards, around the board, certain colors of workers. So the best actions, only green workers can go. We don't get them yet. But green and yellow can go here, green or blue can go here. You place your worker on the card and do the action that's above the card. Anyone that takes that card later on gets the worker that's on it. And more workers will enter the game as people play them, as we progress along this track, and get these green workers. You can also rest and get all of your dice back from your board, re-roll them and stuff, and free up those action spaces. So all we really have so far, scoring-wise, is that every person, every townsfolk we've got, plus every one of these tiles, every pair of those things that we've got, is worth a point at the end of the game. Everything else is down to what we do, really. Like that we can get loads more scoring from getting more space cards as we look to the skies, but we'll have to have things to put those cards on top of. We'll have to survey the land or the seas to have another space to pop one of those cards down. We can tuck cards underneath other cards to get bonuses on them. We can do loads of stuff. But what looks good so far? So there is a card out here in the land exploring. Let's see if my smooth buttons work. Hey, they kind of work. There is a card out here. When you get more of these mountains cards, you get to gain some influence or move some influence around. We start out with just 1 influence in this blue temple here. You can spend the influence to get certain things once per round. And there's some majority scoring also for having the most in each of the temples. So it would help to gain more and to move it around. There's at least one more mounting card there. We could hopefully get some more as we went along. We'd get to retrieve a die for taking that card. That kind of appeals to me right now. But to get one of those land things, I need a 1, which isn't really happening, is it? I've got a 3. I haven't got yellow influence, which is how I can adjust dice. Because it's the only way I can get a camel, is to have a 1 at the moment. Later on, I might get tiles that'll alter that and give more numbers a chance to shine. But at the moment, like I could get space as well. If I was willing to spend the money for it, I could just get myself a black tile rather than get myself a card and set myself up so that more numbers do things. Because 6 gives me the telescope, and that's what I have got to start out with. We were playing against the Comet bot, though, aren't we? The very spacey bot that's going to really like get in the way and do like run away with that element of the game, probably. Yeah, a lot of space cards, so probably be stiff competition for that, and a lot of C cards, it looks like, from his major rewards, and he gets a lot of points for space cards as well. So I could... Like, you need boats to be able to get these C cards. You can spend a blue influence, which I do start the game with, to get a boat, to imagine that your die gave you a boat. So I could do that. I could get myself a black tile. Or I could just go for just generic things. I could get a townsfolk card to give me some abilities. Some abilities when I rest and I've got 0 or 1 die left that would just... let me get some extra influence, or give me a coin when I activate one of my actions, because the brown townsfolk cards tuck under. You see there's this little space here under these cards. They tuck under, and when you activate that action, you get an extra thing as well. But I think you've got a good shout there, James. Since we've got this 6 and we can get a tile, the black tiles up here in the northeast, they will go on your dice placement grid and can give you a variety of things. You can place them however you want, really. You've got to keep the orientation the same, and it's got to fit in that grid that's on your player board. But this one here is going to give you 3 points at the end, but only 1 ability. The ability is pretty good. Increase or decrease a die of that number. So wouldn't really be good to pop on a 6 because they don't wrap around. This die's got a telescope now, and the thing you are doing with this die costs 1 less supply. Or this one here is give that die a load of extra symbols, basically. It's good for all of those basic actions. And this, is it a pigeon? Doesn't necessarily trigger actions, but when you take land or sea cards, rather than having to take one from the display, if you've got a pigeon, you can draw 3 cards and take one that you want, rather than just looking at ones in the display. Normally it would cost supplies to do that, but we'd be able to just do that for having that tile. I think that would be quite nice. It is going to be quite expensive. It's going to be all of our money getting one of these things, but it's still fairly nice, isn't it? It's 3 coins or 2 black influence. I think getting all of those symbols would be quite good. So I'm going to spend that money. And so it can go anywhere. I do know, though, that I have a 5 and a 3 available. So if I want to make one of those actions happen, I probably want to put this on a 5 or a 3. And I probably want to place it covering up a symbol so that I can have that effect now, which on either of those columns is a supply. So it's only going to affect one of these things. The black upgrade tiles are in the wrong place. Oh, they're still the same though, aren't they? Yes, they're still going to get me just a supply. I mean, we could think of lining other things up later, but I think let's make 5s able to do that. And so that gets me 1 supply for covering that up. Oh, it's the upgrade tile bot. So he's going to be stealing all of them off me, is he? So it's probably another good reason to try and get upgrade tiles early on in it. Right, you've gone off. So I've done my thing, haven't I? I've placed a die, I've got myself a black tile, I've spent all of my money, I've got some good supplies now, and I've got workers that I can place to still do things, but just not things involving money at the moment. So we can go to, if his button works, the bot. He probably wants to... it matters for the bot. Very true, very true. Because they're priority order. You're absolutely right. So, yes, we look at the bot. I know it won't apply at the start of the game, but at the start of their turn, if they've got 3 red or 3 blue cards revealed already, they're going to choose to rest. If that's not true, they're going to carry on. So we take one of their cards and put it to the right of their stack. This silver value tells us how much they move their resource marker. So in this case, none at the moment, which is all right. And they get special benefits when they cross certain spaces depending on the board that they've got. And so they will try and take their top action. If that's not possible, they will choose to do the bottom action instead. So they'll usually try and do something, and if you can't do that, gain something, so it makes it more likely they'll be able to do a thing later on. They don't have money, supplies, they don't need any of that stuff. They don't even care about icons on cards and stuff. They just are basically hoarding the cards for the points they're going to be worth to them at the end of the game. They don't actually care what the cards do. But they will get benefits of action spaces for placing workers, the journaling track, things like that. And they're competing with us for comets as well. Space cards are much better if you are in the lead for comets, certain ones. And they don't actually place dice because they're not getting in our way for dice and things. They're taking things away and competing with us in that way instead. What's happened? Hello? Am I still coming through, everybody? Everything's green still. I think it might just be my preview that's frozen. Hopefully it's all right. So they're going to place a worker, aren't they? The audio's coming through. Oh, that's okay then. Apart from when I suddenly stopped talking. Oh, that's all right then. So yeah, they've got workers, haven't they? They haven't got a green worker that they can place, but they have got a yellow worker they can place. So they've got things that refer to their priorities when they take cards and all that sort of stuff. When they're placing a worker, though, first up, we look at the worker that they're trying to place. So they are placing a yellow worker because the card said that they did. They've got one available so that they'll do it. And then if we look at their player board a bit more closely again, this little grid tells you where they're going to place that worker. So we know which section they're going to place it in. It's the section where you're allowed to place yellow workers. And you add up the values of the silvers that they've got. And it tells you based on the total. So if they're taking something from the left side of the board or the right side of the board, it tells you the icon that they're going to take from or place the worker on top of. So in this case, right, they're going to pop their worker on the 4th spot here. So it's a little incentive now. If we want to take that townsfolk, then we could do that and gain a worker as well. They've got a mountain tag on them as well. Oh, that attaches them to mountain things, doesn't it? Ignore me. Right, so they've done that, and then they take the benefit of the action, which is gain a space card. So we've seen what their priority is. It's basically the furthest card from the deck. So they're going to gain this space card as well. They don't care what's on it. They don't care about immediate benefits of it. They just cared about the particular action that they did. So that goes in their great big scoring pile, and every space card to them is worth 3 points. So pop that over there. They got to do their top part of the action, so we don't have to worry about all of the other things. And yeah, I think that's it. At the end of your turn, the stuff shuffles along towards the middle of the board and something new comes out. And then it's going to have to be me making a decision again. So we can place dice now. And getting land cards costs supplies. 2 supplies, and I can get one of these and a coin. It seems pretty good, doesn't it? It seems like something to do. So they take a land card. There's a bit of a delay. Oh, why have I put them up there? I even said that when I was rambling on. I'll just shuffle that into the deck. You put it in the place where the colour of the thing, and then pointed here, and then did something else. Yeah, they go here, and they get a townsfolk card, don't they? Yeah, because it's number 1. They still choose this card. They're going to get a townsfolk card and adjust a die, which doesn't do anything for them, does it? So they're going to do that. They choose the same townsfolk card, which is worth 1 point to them, which is better, isn't it? Yeah. I think that's actually what they were supposed to do. And they're going to, whenever they would get to adjust dice, they instead get to put an influence out on a card. So now we can use their decision thing, actually. So where do they want to put stuff? While their marker's here, they want to do it on a space card. And which space card are they going to put influence on? It's going to be that first one. There we go. I think I've done it right now. See, as well as saying what you should be doing, do the thing that you're saying about. Okay. So yeah, we have got the stuff if I wanted to get a land card. And actually, even better now, getting a land card has got a person on it now. It was the one I was thinking about as well. It's just, is that just going to be the focus, getting more mountain things? I mean, some actions out here. Your die has to have a telescope and a camel is the downside, especially with what I've started here. I mean, we could get a telescope later, couldn't we? Could we? Yeah, from the green tiles. We could get a telescope later, but it's a bit risky just getting the card on the off chance that you do that. Spend a pigeon to get a blue influence and journal. And journaling is quite nice. Oh yeah, townsfolk needs updating. And we don't have to do these. I could just place a worker as well. But not having any coins limits me a bit more. I could place my yellow worker to get 2 coins and a yellow influence. I think it would be good to get a land card, and then we can think about more space cards, and we just a little bit more free, aren't we, as soon as we've got something like that. I would like to get more space cards, but no, for now, because my 5 has a pigeon and a camel on it, I can place it here, so it fulfills the camel requirement. I need to pay 2 supplies, which is what I start with anyway, and I get a coin. So do I want to go for that? I do like the idea of journaling and progressing along this track. It would be quite nice. Because we could get some quick bonuses as well. I don't have anything that gives me a pigeon, though, as soon as I've kind of played this, have I? Hey, Paul. Hey, GenCam. How's it going? I think the chat's finally appearing now. Oh, it is. It's working. How's it going? Thanks for joining me. I've only had 1 action so far. I feel like I've been blathering a lot. See, I do like the idea of giving me some more journaling opportunity. Or we could draw the top 3 cards and just pick one of them instead. And blue influence will help me get ships as well, which at the moment I can only normally get on a 5. I feel like that would be a decent thing to do. we do have the opportunity to have a pigeon, but I'm just going to pop that there. And we can look out now for symbols that want like particular books. We've got a couple of books. We've got this, we've got that. You want like loads of the same symbol, or you could do things by having different ones as well. Yeah, I think I'll take that. So we need to pop a new card in, and it's time for the bot's turn. And they haven't even got 3 cards out yet, so no point checking if they're at their limit. So now they're going to move 2 spaces along their resource track. 1, 2. Don't gain anything just yet, and it starts to change their decisions and stuff as you go along. And then they're going to try and place a green worker. Well, they don't have a green worker to place. So instead, they are going to get an upgrade tile, aren't they? Because it's this symbol. So it says on their player board what that symbol relates to for them. So which kind of tile are they going to get? It's based on where this marker is. And which one are they going to choose? It's done in the same way, but there's only 3 choices for them to make. So they just kind of shrink in if they were to choose the 4th thing. So based on the numbers now, though, they've got a 2 out there. So they're not going to be picking the first tile. They're going to be picking the second one. So out on the board, they take this one. That's going to be... Are these worth points to them as well? They might well be. So they are allowed to rotate things because their tiles kind of just snake around their board like this, getting them all sorts of benefits. They don't actually care about what the tile would do, though, if a player were to get it. So that goes on the first couple of spaces of their track, and it's covering up get a space card. So now they're getting one. And same decision, they've got a 2 on here, so they're taking the second card along. That's worth 3 points to them. And that's that, I think. So we slide everything in at the end of their turn. No, the chat isn't coming through. I think the only chat I'm seeing on this screen is the one that comes up like at the side here. Oh, it's just started to appear, but it's not appearing in my multi-stream bit. Just have to have the Twitch. Sorry if I'm delayed on talking about Twitch things, because you've been talking to me on the main chat screen and I've been seeing it. Hi, Paul. Yes, it's very hard solo, and they will get those points. Right, so they've done that. I've got my new pigeon placement space, but we haven't got a die that can activate that yet. Marty moved again. Get him back. That's as much as we can put him on camera, unfortunately. Okay, so we have got the workers to place, though. Get dice back and adjust them. Not as excited about that. Get some supplies and some blue influence. Get tiles. Cheapest is 2 coins, so that's out the window. Haven't got 3 supplies. So yeah, a bit restricted in those ways. And I can't place a worker here and get myself a lovely townsfolk card because this has already got a worker on it. So I don't think worker's going to be the best thing to do. Now we can get townsfolk card though by just placing, you can place any dice here. So I could get myself just a green tile or 2 money. Or I could get myself a townsfolk card or 2 supplies. So the townsfolk cards we've got available. So they've got a coin cost in the corner. So I don't think I've got the right cards that I can place the translator under. You can see the symbol that he's got and the colour of him as well. He would tuck under a lovely open sea card like that in your tableau. So although he just costs 1, I can't take him. And the hunter would go under a mountain card. So yeah, not with limited funds, not as good for me. So I could just get some resources so I'm better at things later. I could just rest now in the hopes of getting, the numbers that I need. Or I could just place a worker for now to get the supplies. or coins? What if you get the coins there and then get yourself a tile and make things better later? It seems like a good thing to do. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to get yet, but I'm going to get 2 more coins and get myself a yellow influence, because that'll let me adjust some dice as well if I need to. So that's me. Just placed a worker and done what it says next to the workers bit. Then, oh, it's a red card. So they're going to move 1 on their resource track, and they're going to try to spend 2 blue influence to get a blue card. They don't have 2 blue influence though, they just got the 1. So they're going to gain a blue influence instead and get themselves an upgrade tile. So the upgrade tile that they want is going to be blue, and their total now is 3. So they're going to take the 3rd one along, the 3rd one from the left, and so they're going to take one of these away. There is 1 per player, and we set up as if it's a 2-player game, so they will take things away as well that I won't end up having an opportunity to overtake. So they pop that there, and they're going to get themselves a C card. Which one? It's the 3rd one along again. So they take that. That's going to be worth 2 points to them at the end of the game. Then we shuffle this along, see a new one, and we can go. All right, what do I want to do? Oh, thanks, Jancam. I'm glad you could catch me live. This is the first time I've been back on Twitch as well for a really, really long time. I've given it a go for another month. We're on everywhere. We're all over the internet right now. Right, so I got that money. I think I was thinking about getting a tile now, so I could get myself a green tile. They do give you a point. They only get you 1 thing, though. I could get myself a blue tile if I want to spend all of my money. I could get a blue tile that gives me a ship and a pigeon, and then I could use me 3 to do this action that I got, and then do some journaling. Oh, that sounds like a plan, Tom. Do that. I like the sound of all of that. So placing a worker to be able to take a blue tile. Place a green or a blue worker down here. Costs 3 coins or 2 blue influence. I haven't got 2 blue influence though. And I'm going to choose this. And something important that I don't think I realised before I streamed it last is that the tiles are, like, it doesn't matter for this one, but the tiles are like double-sided, so you can swap the symbols around basically for what you need. So I think, what would I like? I would like to get a die back and re-roll. Like, I could place this like that. My 3 will still give me a pigeon. 2s would now give me a ship. And I would get to take a die back off one of my actions and be able to take it again. I suppose the downside is coming off this action, I wouldn't get to do this again until I got some more supplies. But even if I just used the die to get some more supplies, yeah, I'm going to take a die back. I'm going to take this die back, and we re-roll. Oh, it's another 3. So I've got some pigeons coming my way anyway. So I placed a worker again, I got a tile, I've popped that down, and it's good as well, because when I do my special action, or when you rest as well, you get to journal too. On the journal track, your first movement you can kind of do at any point. We see as you move past these barriers, depending on the direction that you're moving, you have to have certain things. So to be able to move past any of this first line, I either need to have 2 townsfolk cards or an upgrade tile that's yellow, blue, or green. I've got a blue one now, so I probably want to move down this way, and so that would put me in there. And you can start to see, okay, to move out of here, I'm going to need either a mountain or an ocean tag. Mountain is available at the moment, so that's probably the more doable one. Then when you get in here, you can get some more bonuses, and you can pick up the first person into each of these sections gets themselves a green meeple. So journaling is very good as well. That's what we're going to be doing next turn. But for now, the bot, I feel like I'm doing something a little bit less aimless now. So they're not going to rest because they didn't have 3 of a particular colour out. Their symbol is 1, so they move 1 along this track. Can they spend 2 yellow to get a land card? No, they've only got 1. So instead, they are going to gain 2 yellow influence and pop an influence on a card. Where are they going to do it? Their resource marker is on the blue section, so it's going to be a C card. And which do we add up? Do we add up all of them, or is it just the 2 most recent ones? It's all of them, isn't it? So they're at 4 now, so they target the closest to the deck. So they're going to pop 1 of their influence on this. And that makes a difference for when you want to do stuff to that card. So if I wanted to pop a worker on this card or take the card, I have to pay money or a supply. Usually in the multiplayer game, it would be, to the other player. So because they don't use the resources, it just moves their marker along 1. Next time they move their marker along, they're going to get a yellow influence too. Or if the AI tries to do something to a card that I've got an influence on, I can either let them do it and take something as if they were paying me, or I can pay again, even though they're trying to do something, and I can stop them from being able to do something. So that's something to keep in mind as well. A reason to have stuff waiting in the wings and to have influence out. I haven't got any influence out right now, though. So they've done their card, haven't they? And I think the thing to do, let's activate the card that I got. Pop a 3 on here because 3 now means pigeons. And that's going to let me pop an influence on blue and also do some journaling. So let me not forget that I'm doing any journaling steps. So you jump your marker over an adjacent ink splotch. You must meet the requirements. And you can spend a black influence to take an additional move, maximum of once. So the first way, we might get other things, and I would rather have these 2 coins, to be absolutely honest. I mean, I could go up here, get these 2 coins, and then spend the 2 coins getting a green tile so that I could... Oh no, that's down here as well. Okay, we're going down here. So I get a green worker. Brilliant. They're the best. And I also get myself 2 yellow influence. It's good for trying to keep up with the bot, but also to be able to adjust my dice as well. So in that, I can't pay a black influence to be able to move more. So that is going to be the end of my journaling, but we're going to get to do it again when we rest as well. As long as you're rested when you've either got 0 or 1 dice left. So they haven't got 3 cards of a colour out right now. We reveal another one. They move 2 steps forward on their resource track, so they get a yellow influence. So they're going to try and spend 2 black influence to get a space card. They don't have any. So instead, they're going to gain 1 and a townsfolk card. Which one? Well, they're at the max still, so it's the closest to the deck. Townsfolk cards to them, though, as we know, it's just 1 point. So we see a new one. And they are going to rest next time now. We know that. So you do get that. They do get loads of stuff at bargain rates. They don't have to pay any resources and stuff. But you do know when some of their stuff's happening. Okay, then. It's back to me. I've got a 3. No money. And 1 supply. 3s are pigeons, though, so I could journal again. It's just that the resting journal, I wouldn't have... I'd have to go up here, and then I haven't got a mountain, I haven't got a beach, so journaling extra wouldn't be that great. I could, instead of journaling, take a worker from somewhere and get an influence anywhere. That's something that you can think about. Because, yeah... Oh, it was recording as well. Yeah, it shouldn't have been recording. I've got no space on any hard drives right now. It's a worry. Some big video's been filmed. Right. See, I don't have the supplies to get these cards, though. So I think we should just have the journaling when we rest and use this 3 for something else. Because otherwise, we're just wasting the free one that we'll get. I've got the green worker now. So the green worker actions, again, journal and get a supply. Take a green tile without paying the cost. Get an influence in all 3 of the places. And spend 1 coin to get a space card. You have to pay the normal amount as well, don't you? Or is that just it's 1 no matter what? I haven't got a list of all of those things on here. Maybe we should just pay 1. I'm not doing that though anyway right now. I mean, the green tile's tempting. But all the rewards are the same. For the next step along, we're going to get an extra die, and we can take an inspiration card that's going to be nice for our endgame scoring. So your space cards, they might do something themselves as well, but they give you an endgame scoring opportunity. They all do that on top. The inspiration cards tuck under the space cards, and they give you some more criteria. If you fulfill that, the points you got from this are doubled. So that's something that we'll gain next time that we journal. Let's see. I do want more tiles and things, but I don't have the supplies to activate stuff. If I took a green tile and made it so 3s also did something else. Oh, I could get a supply here though, couldn't I? We don't necessarily need to rush. I suppose I could just rest now. Have my 1 journaling. Get a single coin. It feels like, we're going to get 3 dice back. It would be nice to use this, especially since 3 is something decent for us. What got me a supply? What was I talking about? Oh, if I got a tile. Yeah, by placing the green worker. What would you want it to do though? So if the plan is, we could go either of these ways, couldn't we? If I got myself a green tile, we could go down here instead, and then the opportunity would be either have 3 space cards, that's not happening, or 2 beach islandy spaces. Yeah, they're not land. Oh, this is a land-based space though. Mountain. Go up. Yeah. I want camels on it then. Right, so I'm going to place a green worker to get a green tile for free. Goes on the card, not the space. And it's going to be one that gets me a camel symbol. So I don't have to pay. And I'm going to make it so that 3s also have a camel as well as a pigeon, and I get a supply. So now I can afford to get one. And I know I won't get all of the extra opportunities of doing extra workers now, but I can get myself this and a yellow worker on it, and then maybe later on this with a yellow worker on it, which is also a mountain symbol, so would trigger this. Maybe something's coming together. So the bot though, Monica. Hey Monica. Journaling would get me the extra dice though. That is a very good point. Oh, and then I could keep going with that. I will get it in a minute, though. I can still do it. I can still journal. Get there. Then I'd have the extra die. I'd have to hope, wouldn't I, that... I'd have to hope that the die that I rolled, though, would be a 1, 3, or a 5, though, to get that. So that then, when I journaled again, I'd be able to get stuff out of it. See, I'm not sure what to do with that. But the bot, we know what the bot's doing. So let's see if they make a difference. I don't think they're going to make a difference to me. So they've already got 3 cards out here. They're going to rest instead. So follow the process at the bottom of the player board. Check the most recent scheme card for a comet. It doesn't have one on it, so they don't go up the comet track. They acquire or influence a card. Well, in this case, they get a new thing rather than a card, a new tile, don't they? So they're going to be getting a yellow tile, and their numbers are, well, they're at the max, aren't they? So they're taking the leftmost yellow tile, popping it on here, which gets them a space card. It's this furthest along space card, which is 3 points to them. No extra things, and they're going to get to journal. Hey, Hans. Hey, Mr. P. How's it going? Your game room's got lights. Oh, the other rooms don't matter, do they? Unless, can you play board games in other rooms? I'm glad you got some lovely lamps, though. I want more lights. Although we might, like, once Christmas is gone and we have to put the tree away, I think there might be space for us to have a table where the people that built the house thought you might have a table, so that the light is actually over it rather than where we decided to put one originally. So they're going to journal. So for their decisions, it depends, doesn't it? Based on what the majority is. So, like, just pleased with myself that I remembered a rule. So when the bot journals, which they're about to do right now, you look at which card colour triggered this. So it's red that triggered their rest. So they're going to choose, when they have a choice of where to go, they're going to choose to go down. I believe that they will try and spend black influence as well. So first of all, check the journal marker relative to yours. So they are further behind me. So this is the danger of journaling as well, because it is cheaper then for them to be able to get extra steps. If they're ahead of you, it would cost them 3 influence to be able to go forward. But at the moment, I'm ahead, so it only costs them 1 black influence, which they do have, so they can spend that. So yeah, they'll spend their black influence to try and take an extra move. So we know that they're going to choose to go down and down. They do get rewards, don't they, from the journal track? Yep. So up on that journal track, it was more red, so they go down, get 2 yellow influence. They've got 6. And then they have an option, up or down again. They spent their black influence, they can go again. So they go down here and they get themselves an inspiration card and an extra die. So do they take inspiration cards? Oh yeah, they do. They're worth 4 points to them. So the inspiration card that they take is again determined by their player board down here. So they're all the way down. They take this inspiration card away. That would have actually been, well, I would have been halfway there to that requirement. I've got 1 of each. So it's gone now though. So they slide along in a minute. They've moved twice. They've had all of the stuff. I think they've done all of their bits. They've gained rewards from the journal track. They couldn't take the green work. So I would like to try and journal twice now to get ahead of them. But I need stuff to be able to do that. So the final bit of resting for them is that all of their cards get shuffled into a new deck. All games everywhere, even on your porch when summer comes. Oh, lovely. You put the lights on one of your outside spruce trees, but then it snowed and thought it'd be too cold. I was telling you, like, we've only got like a drive at the front. It's like I would put up a light projector. I like them. I'd like the neighbours have got a lot of flashy Christmas lights in their front. I'm just not inclined to get on ladders and put things like that up. I would go for the projector, but there isn't really space for anywhere to be it. Yeah, I did like somehow play a game of Mage Knight in my back garden one summer, but I think incredibly minor card damage happened, but it was enough to ward me off doing it again. Oh yeah, they gain a die as well, don't they? When they would gain a die, they get a tile instead. So it's another yellow. And they had big numbers, didn't they? So it would have been the leftmost yellow. So that is gone as an option, which means they get a comet, I'm covering that up, and a yellow card, which is the closest one. It's a lovely mountain card. Which, oh, there's another one come out though, so it's not too terrible. You can't have everything. Right, I've done everything of theirs now. So yeah, I could journal again, but it would mean that the resting... That would give me another die, wouldn't it? But what about... And I can adjust that die with yellow influence. I think no matter what, I can adjust that to a die that helps me. So I think we should journal. And then next time I'll get the thing, and then I'll rest and hopefully get in front and get the green man. Yeah? I'm just at risk of losing this, aren't I? If the bot wants that. And getting this does let me retrieve a die. It's just that being able to journal again relies on you having a pigeon. But I've got the stuff. Yeah, get this. So 3 has a camel. Go there, spend your supplies, get yourself a coin and a land card. I want this one. So these build out and make me have to move me board. Are we all on camera still there? Yes, I think we are. So that goes there. So now it's just a passive thing. Whenever I gain mountain cards, I get a blue influence or can move an influence from one temple to another. And now I can clear off a space. I think it's going to be this one that would let me do extra journaling. Mind you, I suppose like it would be the same as this, but it would also let me get a blue influence as well, which wouldn't be a bad thing. So yeah, let's clear off that space, reroll the die. And it's a 2, which I can spend an influence and make it a 3. So I can do it next time. And then we're journaling twice in a row. It'll be great. So from then on, though, I need 1 green. That's fine. I've got 1 green. Or 2 books. I've got 2. So we could go down this way instead. 2 yellow tiles or a planet card. Well, there's a planet card there. That's possible. Don't think too far ahead. You've done your action now. Let's see what the bot's doing. Move all this along. Okay, bot's gonna move 1 on the resource. Can they spend 2 yellow influence? Yeah, they've got billions of it to get a yellow card. Their yellow card is going to be the furthest one along. It is one that I would have taken. I don't know if I'd have taken it right away, but it's a lovely mountain card. So they've had that though, and they get themselves a worker. And that's it, isn't it? So for me, I want to spend a yellow influence adjusting this to be a 3. So it's got a pigeon on it. I could have just 2 dice, but I've only got this 1. So I'm going to spend the pigeon, getting a blue influence and getting to journal. So the requirement I want is for having mountain cards. So we're going to go up. Requirement here is have a blue card. I've got one. So I can get myself a new die. I don't have to rest, do I? Oh, if this is a 3. Oh yeah, then I could have adjusted and had 2 dice. Maybe I should have journaled earlier. I need to move them along as well. It's a 4, which means I'm... Yeah, if I want to journal again, I would have to do something about it. But yeah, we're there. And get an inspiration card. So inspiration cards that I want have 4 books. I've got 2. Have 5 star cards. I've got none. 3 planet cards. 6 supplies at the end. I think books is going to be more possible. You can also ignore the card if you really don't want it, and you could get the benefit instead. So 2 supplies, a supply and an influence anywhere. A coin and get a die back and re-roll it. 2 coins. Could I? Could I use that influence? I don't know if it's wise to ignore the inspiration card, because you don't get many. I haven't got any townsfolk one, though, for making that worth points. So, like, would it be a good idea to ignore this? Can I use that influence now? I know that the bot can, but the bot gets to... The bot gets to break rules. I'm not sure, actually. Take an extra journal movement. Are we having some food? I'm not sure, actually. What's the actual process in the rules for journaling? When would you spend that influence? Where's the journaling bit? That was on page 7. It doesn't say, like, you can't spend it the turn that you gain it, so I think I could do that. Like, if I was to take the inspiration and throw it away to get a supply and an influence anywhere, and then I could spend that influence to move again, because I've got myself a mounting card, that gets me 2 supplies. And then when we rest, I've already got 2 books, so I can go into this spot. And then I'll have to get myself a planet card. Or you could go into this spot because you've already got 1 green tile, but then your only way out is to spend a black influence to just move that 1 space. Hey Tobias, how's it going? It's been a while. Ooh. But that's it for now, isn't it? I've activated that, I did a load of journaling. They slide down and I do a new thing. The bot is gonna, as you get more meeple workers, you either have to move onto... Oh, I've got it. Thank you. You either have to move onto one of these spaces first, or you... Like, there's actions that let you take workers off cards. Like this symbol here means grab a worker from something. Or if you get the card, you get the worker on it as well. But I do get the green worker. Thank you for reminding me, because green workers are brilliant. 0 on the bot's resource marker. Can they place a green worker? No. Can they place a yellow worker? Yes. So it's got to be down here. And where do they place it? Their value is 1, so it's going to be on the furthest along, which isn't a card I particularly wanted. Gets themselves... So the adjusting a die lets them put an influence out. They want to put influence out on townsfolk, on the furthest one along, but that's also the one they're going to take. So I think they would take it first, and then they would pop an influence on that one, I think. Because, yeah, they also get a townsfolk card. So that's their turn. And so now we have workers again. I mean, gaining that townsfolk card is tempting because, well, I'm scared I can't afford. It would be tempting because it's nice. Doing the action that you put it underneath would get you an extra coin, but also it's got a green worker on it. For now, we're going to have to leave that. Right then, so we've got a 4 that doesn't do anything by itself. We have got yellow and green workers. We've got supplies as well. So yellow worker, get yourself some more land cards. That is just drawing them though, so you wouldn't be able to choose these ones. And if I got myself a mountain card, I would get a blue influence or be able to move an influence, say to the Black Temple, to be able to journal more. Although again, I'm ahead of the bot, so they're going to get to do it for cheaper. They're like, it depends on what you're going for, really, and what comes out. So they all go under particular types of cards. So you see these blue ones tuck under... We haven't got any that are out at the moment. There are C cards that have got these blue things at the bottom, so they don't necessarily do anything for you. They do link up and give you bonuses and stuff. They just give you something straight away. So they go underneath those, and they give you extra benefits when you rest, if you only had 0 or 1 die remaining when you rested. The brown ones go under action spaces and basically give that action extra things, or they can give you like ongoing bonuses and stuff. So it depends if the right ones come out for you to slot into your tableau, but they can be quite powerful. What am I doing with this for? So I want to rest again and move. I need to gain a space card, a planet card, not just a space card. And for that, I want to do that after I rest, don't I? The planet card, it's going to cost me 4 coins though, so just grabbing some coins might be worth doing, and then rest next time. It's not the most exciting thing to do, because placing a green worker to buy a planet card with a discount isn't as attractive, because I've got to pay the bot something, because he's put influence on that card. I could actually just spend a green worker to a journal, but then when I rest, I haven't got the... No, I won't have the black influence, will I? Or will I? But if I've got black influence, I'd like to use it to move extra steps rather than pay it as a cost. Hey, Mike. Yeah, so many choices. I like the idea of trying to commit to something, though, and like actually get things. But let's do it. Let's do it. The downside is I've got to draw these top 3 cards when there are 2 lovely mounting cards out there that I would quite like. So pop a yellow worker down, spend 3 supplies to draw 3 cards and pick one and put the others at the bottom of the deck. Haven't got a... Oh, no, both of these are mountains. I can't read. So when you get something that's got comets on it, you can get some supplies and move some influence. When you... Well, combo chain... When you get mountain cards, get a coin. So this doesn't kick off right away, but this one does. So they go at the bottom of the deck. I just gained a mountain card. So would I like a blue influence, or would I like to move some influence? I think I would like to move some influence. Or move an influence. I think that's all right. Okay, bot is gonna move 2. 1, 2... on the resource track. And can they spend 2 black influence to get a space card? No. So they're going to gain a black influence, which they're going to use to journal loads, and get a townsfolk card. Their value is 3, so they take the second townsfolk card from the left, the translator, and that's another point. And that's that. Okay. I've still got this dice. I can rest with a die. 4s don't do anything right now. I don't have the money to... I was gonna get money, wasn't I, to be able to afford a planet card later. Because I would like this mountain card, because now it's got a worker on it, and when you get planet cards or sun or moon cards, you get a resource. Oh, thanks, Stephen. Hey, Stephen, by the way. I got an instant, didn't I? Get a die back off something. I haven't got any supplies. What would I like a die back off of? Maybe just journaling? So we can surely get coins from somewhere. Yeah, this one. So that was for me getting that mounting card. 3, because I don't have the supplies to kick this off. So I could just do that again. Now that's come off it. Journal again, and I would get a pink, and I could get 3s to do something else if I wanted them to. No, they just count as it doesn't really work like that, does it? It counts as it counts as a planet, and then I wouldn't even need a planet card. Yeah, let's journal. Because I've got a black planet card. So I've already got 2 books, so I can go down there and I get myself a pink tile. There are tiles that are worth more points and that can help you towards having the most comets and things at the end of the game. But if I took this one right now, I wouldn't need to specifically get that planet card right now. And planet cards are worth points, but there's a space card out there right now, a point for every mountain card you've got. I've already got 2. It's all big numbers, you've got 2 of them. But I can pop this down. It doesn't help how... It doesn't help us with like what the dice do, but let's pop it down in this space and I can put an influence out on a card and I can kind of see what are they likely to do. It's going to be space or sea that they're after. Or I could just put it on there to try and reserve it because that's what I've kind of leaned towards. I've got a couple of mountain things and I'm really incentivized to get more mountain cards. So I think that's what we're going to do. I've got an influence in the Black Temple, so now I have that planet symbol. I can go into this spot, which is going to get me a supply and a coin. Got 2 coins, 1 supply now. And so to move on, 3 beach cards or symbols. I've got 1. Or 2 blue tiles. I've already got 1. So that's got to be our next target, hasn't it? I've got 2 coins, or I've got 2 influence in the Blue Temple to be able to work towards 1. So I think that's all right, isn't it? But they're going to rest next time. They're moving 1 on the track. And then what? And can they spend 2 blue influence? They can to get a blue card. They have spent it. Their blue card is going to be total 4, so it's the closest to the deck. Get the green worker. I'm in a green worker space again. I don't know how I can't see these. They're going to take this one that's got their influence on it. Good. Get rid of that. And yeah, that's it. That's it. Good riddance. They're going to rest next time and go up the comet track, unfortunately. Got all these green workers. Okay, so I've got coins. How can I get a blue tile? Well, that space is actually blocked for being able to get one of them right now. So I would like to do it before I rest because I'm about to be able to journal again if I can do something. Can I do that, though? I could adjust the 4. I don't have 2 supplies, though, to be able to take a C card. And then I could take that away and then be able to place it again on the new card that ended up there. I don't have 2 supplies, though. You could... Or I could just use the blue influence and not have to adjust the number of the die to be able to go down here. I could... It's a bit of a waste to use a green worker to just get down here. Oh, can green workers go on there as well? Is it just the colour that blocks it off? And then we'd have to try and get this, wouldn't we? I think that's a good shout, though. Like... Let's do it, let's do it. So, I'm spending apparently my blue influence now. And which one do we want? So I could make 4s. I could make 4s have a ship on them. I can't make it so that I get the resources though, really, can I? With the spaces I've got left here. Can make it so things are a bit cheaper when you're using that dice for them. I can make it so that you could adjust dice though. And so I could put it like, say, this, so that, oh, 3s have now got boats and pigeons, and also 4s can be adjusted down to 3s. And I would also get myself a coin, which unfortunately isn't a resource. Because I want a resource to be able to take this amazing card that's got 2 workers on it right now. And I've got a green worker. Do you want to spend them to get supplies, though? Kind of. I mean, if we move along from here, it's an inspiration card, which you could throw away again, because you haven't got any space cards. You could throw it away again to get those supplies by journaling with the green worker next time. And that would get you the supply, actually. Don't have to think about that right now, though. We've had the blue tile. Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking about which one to take and where to put it. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm going to place it there. Right. But they're going to rest, aren't they? So they do have 3 red cards. They are going to move up on the comet track because they've got a comet right there. Then they're going to get something. They are getting a black tile and their value is 4. So the 4th one along, but there isn't 4, so they take the 3rd one along and pop it there. I should have took a difference. Which one should it have taken? When it took a blue card, it should have taken the 3rd card. Oh, so should it have taken this one? So it took the 4th one. It should have taken the 3rd one. So it would have had the blue worker on it, wouldn't it? They would have got that blue worker and this card, and then this one would have slid down. And so that one's got my green worker on it. I think we're okay now. Thanks, Tobias. So they've had that tile, and that tile lets them get a C card. So, oh, they're taking it. Okay, no panic to get a C card then. Well, I could see that the value was 3. I could be thinking about that. So they've had that away from me. They're going to journal. So red triggered it again. They're going to choose down. They are behind me and have a black influence, so they can move twice as well. So choosing the down option, they go down here, which actually skips them through a space because they actually... That's annoying, isn't it? So they get a pink... Oh, and this card tells us what their priority is. So they're going to take this one, which isn't worth as many points, which is all right. Does get them a black influence, though. And they move again, choosing the bottom option, but they haven't got a choice at the moment. Gets them a blue and a yellow influence. And they've caught up with me. That's unfortunate. We've got a lot of workers out of that. And I was about to capitalise on that. It's probably because I did the wrong card in the first place, though. If I'd realised which card they'd taken. I don't know, I probably still would have done it, to be honest. Okay, we've still got a green worker, though. We've still got a 4 that we can place. I've got a little bit of cash. So we could think about getting some townsfolk. What about... Yeah, pop on here, get a townsfolk or 2 supplies. What about this champion right here? Can go under a mounting card. When that mounting card kicks off, get either a worker back off a card or put an influence down on something. It doesn't trigger based off this, does it? It's when I get a card with it in the corner. I think this is just reminding you which card it can go under. I think I'm right in saying. So that would then be 3 lovely benefits for whenever I get a mounting card, and there's some available if I can get some supplies and some opportunity to take them, but I'll rest next time and things will be free, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Although the farmer is tempting because he's got a green worker on him. I'm going to get you an extra coin when you took actions, but that's what I'm doing. Bot is moving 1 on the resource track. Can they spend 2 yellow? They've got tons of yellow. And get a yellow card. Their value is 1, so they're taking the furthest away from the deck, which is the one with a worker on it, of course. Yeah, I think at this stage, I feel like I might be able to say that I've lost. Right. We need to get on these mountains, don't we? So that moves along. They've done all of that. They are spending their influence, though. Just they've still got more than me. So do I want to rest? I could still kind of do a cheeky extra journal. I need to be thinking. I thought Grey Townsfolk meant it happened when this happens. How do the Grey Townsfolk... Like, I meant, like, the Grey Townsfolk don't trigger those grey cards, do they? Yeah, they don't provide tags, so they don't have that tag on them. The townsfolk are just powering up the card that they're tucked underneath. The mountain symbol on there was just to tell you that it does a better thing. So journaling again is going to be a problem because I need either 2 more of this symbol or... And I don't think they line up with mountains, or I need 3 more townsfolk, or 6 comets. I think we're going to be throwing away another inspiration card, which isn't great. I could get it. I mean, I've got 2 blue. Maybe this... I've got townsfolk now. We need to work on townsfolk, maybe. Let's rest. So resting, I get my dice, re-roll them. First rest of the game. I've gone quite a while, haven't I? So I get to journal and I get a coin. So journaling, I have 2 blue, so I can go down into this middle spot. Oh no, I can't choose townsfolk, because I don't have 3 beaches, so I couldn't have gone up. So I either need 2 more of these or 3 more of these. Okay, so that's not going to work well. Got a bit stuck here. Right, still, get another die as well, and an inspiration card. I mean, throwing a card away... I don't think you should throw the cards away. I would like the supplies to be able to be grabbing these cards that I now really need. But I think let's take 1. You don't want to throw them all away. I'm going to take 1 because I only need 1 more blue tile to trigger this. And hopefully... I haven't really got townsfolk cards though. What are you doubling? I want things that help me get more of these cards, but I haven't taken any earlier. No, you don't help me. You get me an inspiration card. Throw this one away. I want supplies. Because now at least next time I can just get a card and we can work from there. Let's see what I'm going to do about any of this. Okay, bot. So I just rested, didn't I? Bot, moving nothing on that. Have they got a green worker to place? Yes. So they are going to pop it in the leftmost spot of the green spaces. So they're going to journal and get a supply, which moves them on their resource track. So, when they journal... So they are behind me again, so they can just spend 1 influence to move twice. And... they have an equal number of things. So the most recent card colour decides what they're going to do. They're going to go up. So they haven't got a choice. Oh, no, they have got a choice. They're going to go up there, get themselves the bottom inspiration card, and a new die gets them a tile. The tile that they choose is going to be blue, and their number is 1. So the leftmost blue. Blues are running out if you want a 3rd one. Popping that down gets them a land card. The land card they choose is this one, a lovely mountain that I might have taken. Although this mountain's got a person on it. I quite like that. They've got so many cards and so many points. And that's only them moving once, isn't it? So I think they move again into here and get a townsfolk card and this green meeple because they're ahead of me. And so the townsfolk card is going to be the furthest left as well, which just gets rid of their influence, which is summit in it. I suppose that's a little positive. They didn't take one of these green workers back. That's a lot of stuff they've gained, though. So that is from them placing a worker, and that's their turn. My turn. We've got all of our stuff back. I want cards. If we want to be journaling anymore, I've got to get like 2 more of these cards, I suppose. Why don't we start out placing what's got a camel on it? Because like this doesn't help me though. I'm probably not going to get planet cards. I want the worker on it. But I can grab a worker back just for getting any mountain card. 5s have got camels and that. It's also got a pigeon, so I don't have to spend 3 supplies to ignore these cards and look at the top 3 instead. We want a mountain. We've got mountains. We've got mountains galore. So when you get townsfolk, when you get this card that I kind of need to get a coin. I think that's the one to get. I like this as well, but no, I'm going to grab this one. So we're just about still on camera. I get to take a die back. I've only placed 1, so this one's going to come right back off. And so I get a coin. I get a blue influence or move an influence. I think I'll get a blue because I haven't really got much influence out anywhere. And I can grab a worker from a card or put an influence on a card. I think I'll grab a worker from a card and let's grab this one. Yeah. A nice green worker. I think that's all right. We're doing something now. Yeah, there's some ridiculous chains on all of this. Right. Is that everything that I've done? I don't think I've had the coin. I haven't spent the resources and I haven't had the coin either. Okie doke. Oh, that's a good idea. Pop your dice on the column so you can see what they're getting. I like that. The bot is gonna... See, I left that worker on there hoping there'd be a number on here, so if they took a townsfolk it wouldn't be the rightmost one anymore. That gamble hasn't paid off. They're going to place a green worker again though, which they have. The number is still 1, so they're placing it on the rightmost spot, but they can't, so they go this way, and they're going to get an influence in every chamber. Is, I think, their action there. Then that's it, isn't it? That's their turn. Okay, we got loads of dice, we got loads of workers, we got money. What do we want to do? I want another mountain card, to be honest. I haven't got the supplies for that just yet, though. So, getting supplies. I mean, we could journal and get supplies, but we need more cards. We need more land cards. We should maybe think about some space cards. Like talking about how I haven't got any, but if you get them, you'll have them, won't you? Like the one that I reserved that hasn't actually moved for a long, long time. That's 5 coins though. That costs. Only got 3. Getting more of these cards is going to help though. But to get more of these cards, you're going to need supplies. So why not get some supplies? Because I don't want to. It's a whole action to get some supplies. And you're just going to have to do it. You can get a cheaper space card. You don't have to grab that one, and then that gets cheaper for later. I don't want to get the one that's got their influence on it, though, and I can't get one with a discount right now. I want supplies, which will then get me money, which will get me space cards. And it'll all be great. So to get a supply, I would right now... You don't want a journal because you can't move. I don't really want to place a lovely green worker on this space. I could just put a die down, like just a white. A 1. Or a 2. I mean, you could get these cards later, once you got the supplies to do it, because like these will chain and get you things as well. We'll hope to get that back. Get 2 supplies, get a blue influence. Bot. Snap decisions. It's not going to rest next time. It's got 2 on here. 1, 2. It's going to get a yellow influence for going past that spot. It's got loads again. Can he spend 2 black? No. So he gains a black influence and a townsfolk card. His value is 2, so it's the second from the right, which comes with a green worker that I think he placed a while ago. And then shuffle everyone along. Okay. And like these townsfolk are good because, you know, when an action needs the die to have particular symbols, we've seen ways of putting tiles so that your dice get better. But so you could basically just put that adventurer underneath this starting action tile and any die could go there straight away. Or the tough ones like this that wants a camel and a telescope. Well, if the townsfolk underneath had a telescope on him, then that's way easier to do in it for the rest of the game. So we got these supplies. Let's put them to use. Do I want that? I don't necessarily want a mountain card. I need 2 more of this symbol, don't I? You want books as well. That's got both of them on. I know that action doesn't seem so great. Yeah, let's turn this 4 into a 3, because we've got the minus on there. And I want to pay 2 supplies to get one of these cards. I'm tempted to look at the top 3 instead. That has got 2 symbols that will be very useful, though. So I think I'm just going to take that. So we're not quite off the screen. Getting the city card gives me a coin. So now we can afford the 4 space card, although we could wait and grab the 5 one, couldn't we? I know I said I was going to get it. And then... Oh, I also get a coin from doing the action too, so I can afford my beautiful 5. So I think I'm going to do that. But they've got one more thing they can do. They're going to rest next time. They move 1 on there. They can spend 2 blue to get a blue card, and it's a 3, so it's going to be 1 away from the deck. It's going to be that one. And that's them. So they are resting next time. They're already ahead of me. And so at the moment... Well, they will tree at the end of the game. Not right now, because they'll only get to move 2 spots, but when they journal another time, they'll tree at the end of the game. So I've got to be wary of that. And the fact that I haven't really done anything. Let's get, then, the space card. Did they have influence? Yeah, they had 2 blue influence. Unfortunately. They've always got influence, haven't they? Cheaters. Got the space card. What harm could it do? It's that mountain card I don't like so much. Just expensive, innit? And like this one would get me 2 points, and more if I could get some more planets. I can always get this one later, and it gives me a supply right now. to help me towards getting some more land cards. I want to get rid of this though, don't I? To be able to do more land cards. Because that's only worth 3 points right now, unless I get loads of stuff. Get a space card. Could get a space tile. And make things cheaper influence-wise. Supply-wise, I mean. I need 3 supplies, basically, though, to be able to do this bit. And then I'll be able to journal in the future. That's still blocked off for being able to get space cheaper. Just do it. Get a space card, you go on top of there, pay 4 coins, get a supply. Bosh. So that one's a bit cheaper for next time. And the bot is going to rest, so make sure you do all the bits right. The last one's got a comet, so they move up on that track. They are going to get a tile. It's going to be a green tile, and their value's 3, so second from the left. Take the last camel one available. I've already got one though. They're covering up a comet symbol, so they move up again. Then they are going to journal. So they're going down because they've got red. They are ahead of me, so it costs 3 black influence to move twice, so they can't. They've only got 2 black influence. So they are just going to go 1 spot and get a pink tile. The one that they try and get is this one, because it's what their card says. They've already taken it, actually, so they loop around until they can get one. It's frustratingly a 5-pointer. They are getting a blue card because of that, and so they're taking this one. And they shuffle the cards. Right. So I've only got 2 supplies right now, unfortunately. If I had 3, I'd be right on that, getting another card, and then I'd be free to journal and stuff. Like, I've got all of the stuff to be able to do this. It's just probably going to take me more time than I have. Because, yeah, I haven't got another way of getting more of these cards. I've got this 1 action space that's, for now, blocked off. So do we just get some supplies right now? And I could say, what am I going to need to keep moving on? Like, if we carry on this plan, like, oh, you're going to have 4 of them, and I'm going to have 3 books, and I'm going to have 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have 7 of them, I think. But then what? 5 star cards isn't happening. Probably the black influence to get to the end there. Although I would like, the extra tile and stuff. I could get another one of them by the end of the game, couldn't I? Could I? We're probably going to need another tile. So you could just pop that up there, get another green tile for free. But then you're not going to have a worker to be able to do this next time. The townsfolk is free, though, so you could get the townsfolk and get that back. But that townsfolk goes under observatories, and you haven't got an observatory card. I was thinking putting the green tile down gets me a resource. I think we're just going to have to go basic and put something down on this. Yeah, that one's still blocked off. Yeah, get a townsfolk card or 2 resources. I've only got 1 money. And the adventurer, the astronomer I can't place, the adventurer doesn't help me. So I think we're just going to get 2 resources, 2 supplies, ready for next time. But the bot is getting nothing. Can they place a green worker? Yes. It's a 0, so it's the rightmost space, which is blocked off. But they do get to pop one there, and they will put an influence everywhere. So they're just miles ahead on influence as well. And that's it. But I can now do my lovely action. Spend 3 supplies. It's got to be a city card, hasn't it? To let me journal again next time. Which is a shame because, like, if I was to take this, it would trigger a load of things, and next time if I was to get a card that had a book on it, I would get this as well as, like, a coin. This lets me take more city cards later, though. I have to keep being able to get supplies. I'd get a yellow influence right away. This lets me take a die back, though. So are we abandoning the sea altogether? It seems like it. I'm going to take this. That still locks me up journaling, but we're not journaling right away, are we? You probably should. It's just that would get me a coin. I could move to get a black influence. I would get a worker, which could be a green worker. And then next time, if I got one that had a city and a book on it, I could get a coin and a worker back. And you're building up symbols of the same type as well, which is something you want to do. There's this telescope and pigeon. Get your black influence and journal. That is great. And it solves 2 of your kind of... You only need the city symbol, though. Like, that will help you get more city cards. It's just you're not going to have the supplies anywhere to generate for it. To get your yellow influence, which is summit. Yeah, take that one. Take the coin. No, I like my other idea. I like my idea that I'm not... I feel like it's unlikely to work out, but I'm more excited by it. So I'm going to take this. 1 coin. Move an influence. I'll move it from blue to black. Actually, I'm in charge of blue, so let's move it from yellow to black. And get a worker or put an influence on a card. I'm going to grab a worker. So I can't grab back the worker I just placed, but I could get another green. And how about this? I could get a space card then at some point at a discount. So I've got 2 coins right now. Yeah, that didn't give me any coins from anywhere. I think that's all right. Bot is going to move 2 on here, and they haven't got a green worker, so they're going to do their nasty thing. We'll get an upgrade tile. It's going to be black. Their value is 2, so it's going to be the second one along, and it's worth 3 points, unfortunately. That is going to give them a black influence and a space card, which is going to be the second one along. They haven't made mine cheaper, unfortunately. And that's that. Then, I need 1 more money to be able to afford that. I need 2 more supplies and that worker to not be there. Or I need a yellow worker. Maybe you should have grabbed the yellow worker. But then how would I get the supplies? Okay, what's the way out of this? Because the only space card I can afford is that one, so I would have to give them a supply as well. and it would just be worth 2 points more if I got more of those cards later on. But you do end up having like big combo-y turns. Like you've got this time while the other players are doing stuff. It's like it will mess you up if they take something you're relying on. But like influence is more of a thing as well in 4-player games. It still exists and gets in the way at 2 players. But you can imagine like with 4 players being able to put stuff out, like it can signpost what you want sometimes, or you could be bluffing and make you pay more stuff. I think it's hard, more complex, harder to know what the good move is. Not that I know tons of the time in, say, Viscounts, but yeah, I think just because it's like there's so many more possibilities. And in this one in particular, I've locked myself up in the middle here. Like, it's my fault. And I'm just trying to think of a way out of it and struggling. Like, I could just take this. I'd have to give them a supply, and it's a card in it. It's something. But I don't really gain much from it. But I'm resistant to resting because I'm wasting a journaling opportunity because I haven't got this 4th card. But I just chose not to take one of those cards because I had a great plan that now I realise, like, what was so great about it. I could get the resources and then get like a C card, which would let me get a space tile for free, which is quite nice. Which would discount the supplies, but we're leading, like, they could draw another blue card now. It's unlikely, but not that unlikely. There's not lots of cards in their deck. If they draw another blue card, they'll rest next turn, and they've got enough to trigger the end of the game by moving 2 spaces along, even though I'm behind. And that would be terrible for me. What did you gain from that card? It doesn't change anything. Put that... They would have got this worker. Because they took that card, didn't they? Just thinking, take it back and just take the actual card that you're allowed to take. I don't know what I would do on this turn still. But it would have unlocked me on the journaling a bit and maybe helped out. I can't remember what they did. They placed a green worker, didn't they? No, they couldn't place a green worker, so they got an upgrade tile. No, yeah, they wouldn't have this. Yeah, change your mind about what you did. It doesn't affect what they did. It just means I get, like, that influence would stay where it was. Get one of the city cards. It doesn't matter which. You would still get the coin as a bonus, but you didn't get the worker and you didn't get to move the influence. And although I can't get another city tile right now, I do have the 4, so I can journal at some point. I could journal now. Because doesn't, like, this move down to a 3, and I could go on... Do I want a yellow influence or a blue? Probably blue to try and keep majority on something that, like, I haven't got any majorities on. I've got this one, haven't I, tenuously. Because I haven't got the worker to be able to do extra. So yeah, get a blue and do some journaling. Can't do 2 moves because I've got no black influence. But I have got 4 city cards now, so move up here and I can get a townsfolk card for free. So this is a way now that I can get some stuff. I can get the worker. And what I should do, absolutely, I haven't got the right kind of card. I was going to say the Guardian, because then when I rested I could get supplies, which will help me get more land cards. Unfortunately, though, has to go underneath one of these blue-bottomed cards, which I haven't got. So I think it's going to be the Farmer, then. When I get another land card from this action I get a coin. And I've got a green worker now, which I might just use to get supplies in some way. Okay. I could just, yeah, get 2 supplies by going down there if I really wanted to. So I moved there because I journaled, and that's all done now, I think. So to get out, I've got the 3 books, which is going to get me one of these tiles. I've got the 7 things, and then I just need one more of that type of card, the city type. Let's see if we can do it. Have we even got time? Yes, he's not chose blue just yet. He's got tons of influence. He can spend 2 very easily to get a yellow card. His value is 3, so it's the second one from the left, which hasn't got a worker on it. Okay, I've only got 1 supply. I've got some money though. I need to get a tile. Doesn't matter which colour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be my 6th. So the 7th. A space one would be nice, but I can't get a space one with this green worker, because making the action 1 cheaper on supplies would be nice for the thing I'm about to do. So I'd have a supply right now. But instead, I can't get the yellow tile because that's blocked off. I could get the green tile for free, and it would be worth a point. It's kind of attractive. The blue tile will potentially make space cheaper, but I'm spending 2. Oh, you should be down, shouldn't you? It doesn't make a difference to what I'm going to do, I don't think. I mean, I could journal, I suppose. I could just journal and get a supply. But then I'd still be a tile short for, like, when we need to do future journaling. No, the green tile for free is better, because then you don't have to spend influence, because I've only got 2 coins. Green tile for free. We will put... I don't know, let's say a boat on 6, because it covers up that supply, so now I've got 2 supplies to be able to take another card next time. Yeah, it'll be fine. The bot is going to move 2 more, and they have got 2 black influence they can spend to get a space card. Their value's 3, so it's going to be second from the right. Not the one I'm after, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to afford that. That's another 3 points for him. For me, I'm going to use me 1, because it's got a camel on it, to go here, spend 2 supplies, which I now have, to get a land card and a yellow influence. And what's it going to be? I mean, I could just get the mountain card, then it's another 1. I get those other benefits. I can build up a couple of workers this way. Yeah, get you. You're a mountain card, so I get the green worker that was on it, and a coin. Gain a blue or move an influence. I think I'll move, so I've got one in the Black Temple, so I could move twice when I journal, maybe. I think I can. And I can grab a worker or put an influence on a card. I'm going to grab a worker, so that's available. Maybe I will be able to get a space card. Actually, I've got 3 coins now. That's 4. We could do that next time. Okay, that's all there. I don't necessarily want to journal twice, because he can't afford to journal twice at the moment. So we'll think about that. Because if I journal twice, I'm ahead, and then he can definitely journal twice because it'll only cost 1 for him. Right. Whatever he does, next time he's going to rest. He's got to be aware of that. He's going to place a blue worker. His value is 2, so it's going to be on the second space along, which he can do because it hasn't got a blue on it yet. He gets 2 supplies, which just pops him along his track. He gets a yellow influence for going past that space, and gets a blue influence. So much influence. Then, that's it. So he is resting next time, but by being ahead of me, he'll only be able to journal once. So he's not going to trigger the end of the game. So we've got a bit of time. I shouldn't journal right now, and I'm not going to. I'm going to buy a space card, and it's going to cost me 3 with a discount. One that gives me a point for every mountain card that I've got. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's something. Maybe I'll get more as the game goes on. It is the one that had me influence on it. But I think that's decent. Bot is going to rest. So they have got a comet. They've got 5 now. I haven't got any though, have I? For competing with them for anything. Then they're going to get a tile. It's going to be a yellow tile, and their value is 2, so it's going to be the second one from the middle. That's going to get them a yellow influence and an inspiration card. The inspiration card they take is from the bottom. They've got so many points. And they've done that. They journal. Blue did it, so they'll go up. They are behind me, so they would have to spend 3 black influence to move twice, which they can't do. They get to grab a worker. What do they do when they grab a worker? Green workers are the priority. Then use their position marker. So is there one in yellow? No. So they just go along? Do they go clockwise? I imagine they go clockwise. They'll pick one from green, and their value is 2, so they'll take this one. If it's nothing there, they go close to the deck, so they take that one, I think. Get a worker, and next rest, they will trigger the end of the game. Shuffle all of them up. We got welcome to Monica. Nice one. Right, so what? They're not going to journal anytime soon, so me journaling twice would be fine, and I would get some stuff out of it. And then we can gear towards doing the last thing. And I've got no dice left, so surely journaling is a good thing to do. Let's rest. Get all of my dice back. And I've got nothing extra that triggers on a rest. Just the coin and the journaling. So I have 3 books. 1, 2, 3. That's fine. I can get a new pink tile. Do I care about anything in particular? I suppose if I got this city symbol, it's only 1 point, but then I would have the city symbol required to get into this place at the end. I guess is the benefit there. Or do I just grab one that's worth 5 points and just actually get one of those cards later? I don't think there's any point competing on comets. But for, say, set collection, I could have another book. That's me 4th book. But books don't count. It's terrain types that count. Get a city, and then just concentrate on grabbing mountains. So cover up a coin with that. And then I can spend a black influence to move a second time, because I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles on here. Come in here, and I can grab a worker. And I will grab a green worker. How about the one that will free up the space that lets me take space for cheaper? Done. Bot is going to move 1 on here, spend 2 yellow influence that they've got a million of to take a yellow card. It's going to be the rightmost one. So take that away. Tends to take this one that will reward me for taking certain space cards, and it's got a worker on it. This one rewards you for getting more city things, but I took the city symbol. I don't need another one of them. Okay. So it's me. I don't have any supplies again. So you should probably sort that out. Well, I should have an extra coin, actually, from when I got that card. I took the coin from this, but not from that. We want more mountain cards, but you need supplies to do it. And the only way to get enough supplies, I think... I could just trigger the end of the game. By doing one of my actions that does that. I could grab another space card right now. I've got 3 coins. Let's do it. What about this one that gives me 1 for each of those city things, and I've got 5 of them. So maybe I'll get a inspiration thing. Yeah, that's my turn. Next up, 2 more. Can they place a green worker? Yes. What space is it going to be in? It's going to be in the... They've got 3, so the second from the deck. That one, get them a green thing. Which one is it going to be? Second from the left. They can't take it, so... yeah, so they go out. They're going outwards. They take that one. That goes on there and gets them a blue influence. So they're tying me on that one now. And that's it. So me, I've got no money. I've got no supplies. I need to sort both those things out, don't I? Just go get some supplies. Place like a 2 and get 2 supplies so you can get a card later and maybe trigger things from there. I want a turn just to do that though. Bot 0, they can place a blue worker and it's going to be in the second from the left. They can't do that one, so going in, they do there. Get a blue tile, second in, that goes there and gets them a space card. I don't think they get any more benefits now. Do they trigger the end of the game by filling that up? No, the end of the game's triggered normally. They get in a space card, it's going to be the second one in. And that's it, isn't it? Yeah. So not triggering a journaling yet. It'd be nice to end it and stop them journaling. Let's go here, spend 2 supplies. Maybe this will be my last thing. Get a coin and, oh, an extra coin and a land card. 3 has got a pigeon on it, so I can just draw. I mean, the ones that are out here don't really benefit me particularly. I mean, getting more space cards. I have got 2 coins. Maybe I'll be able to get another space card. Especially I'm about to get another coin now. Ooh. I'm not going to have enough though. Different one could be better though. Because I'm not going to do any of those things. I don't particularly want to put 2 influence out on cards. Get a yellow influence is nice. They might spend yellow influence and then I'd have the majority. What if none of these are mountains? There'll be cities. Go for it. 2 of them are mountains. None that I really care about. I suppose getting a blue influence, I would like more. This gets me a space card. You've got to be able to pay for it though. And a blue influence. Now go for this. No, not that one. This one. She can get a die back. So pop them on the bottom. Get your 3 back that you just placed. Got a 6 now. And I'm just going to pile them up on here. So I'm running out of space. Rather than keep shifting it along. And I get a coin. I can grab a worker back. What about the one that makes space cards cheaper? Then you can get one. If the bot doesn't do it. And then I can get a blue influence or move an influence. I don't need to go twice on the Black Temple. So let's just get a blue influence for now. Because then I'm in the majority there. That sounds good. Bot isn't triggering the end of the game next turn. Going 2 on there. They can spend 2 black influence, which they should probably just do now. And then their total is 2, so they're taking this space card. And then I can place a green worker to take a space card from these spots. Because this one only costs... Well, actually, I could take this one because I'd just give the bot the third coin. So it would give you 3 points for every set of planet, comet, and star. I don't have a set. So that's just got another star on it. Having more planets would help. I took that planet card ages ago, didn't I? But, no, they aren't. They just aren't out. I mean, the comet, it's worth 3 points. And if you've got the majority of comets, it's worth 4 points. And I would get to journal and trigger the end of the game. I mean, I know I wouldn't have the majority of comets, but it's still worth 3 if you haven't got the majority. The moon is worth 3. If you've got the sun and the moon, it's worth 7. I can't afford that, though. That would be the thing to take. I agree. But I've only got 3 coins. That'd give you 3 points, a blue influence, and you could trigger the end of the game. Because I haven't got the supplies to grab another land card right now, unless I spend another turn. I don't know how I'd get the resources, actually. I should have cleared this card off to be able to get me some resources. I mean, the moon might come out and change everything. That one's 1 for every star, so I'd get 1, 2, 3. That would be worth 4. So that would be worth the most. That would also get me an influence, though, wouldn't it? And I don't give the bot anything. Let's grab that. Grab that. Get a blue influence right now. So hopefully getting the majority for that. And if the moon comes out, no. Not just yet, anyway. The bot is going to be resting next time. They can place a yellow worker. Their value is 2, so it's going to be over here. Get 2 coins. 1, 2, which is going to give them a yellow influence. And a yellow influence. So they are going to trigger the end of the game. Everyone gets 1 more turn, don't they? Isn't it everybody? Yeah. So I want to trigger the end of the game, don't I? I don't know if I'm going to have anything useful to do at the very end, but it means, like, if they trigger the end of the game, they'll get an extra turn. So let's place what's got a pigeon. 5s. Yeah, 5s. Let's get another influence. I don't think there's any point getting another influence in yellow. So the only other option is blue. Get an influence in blue. Definitely got that majority. No one's in black. I don't think I can get an influence in black. Green worker. There's my last thing, if that's still available. If they go up, though, they're getting 2 black influence. We'll see what they do. Right. Blue's triggered it. They are going up. That's frustrating. And I'm going down and getting yellow influence. Should I have chosen yellow then? I don't think I can get an inspiration card again. What's this? 6. What? That's 6 space cards. Oh, 6 coins. 6 coins. I've not got that. I could use my last... I haven't got any coins, though. That would be the closest. Get my third one of that. So I'm not getting the inspiration card. I'm getting a tile instead. I don't know what my last turn's going to be used for. It's probably going to be completely wasted. Well, I could maybe get a... I could get a blue Oh, get that, and then you could get your blue thing by spending 2 blue influence. Yeah, it's okay. Let's stick with the blue influence. What am I doing? Yeah, journaling. I was just thinking, could I take the majority in this? Probably not. So I've got 5 city things, so I'm going to go down, get 2 yellow influence now. Do I want an inspiration card or a tile? I was thinking the tile, but I can spend my last turn at risk to my lovely blue influence, spending 2 of it to get this tile, if it's presuming it's still there, and then I would be able to double something. Now I've only got 2 townsfolk, so that's only going to be worth 2 points. That's only worth 2. That is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's worth 5. That's worth 3. So double one of these. Even know if that's the best thing to do. Yeah, that's it for journaling. So the bot is going to journal as well for their last turn. So blue had the majority, so they go up. They get a majority in a temple, frustratingly. And then their rewards... In the final column, they never take the middle option. Take the adjacent one if you block their choice, because only one person can go into each of these end things. They take the pink upgrade, not the inspiration card. So that's going to be this one. Another 4-pointer. And then I get 1 more turn. So we want that to kick off, don't we? So I'm just going to go here and spend 2 blue influence, which still keeps my majority, to grab this, pop it out here so that that will kick off. It's not great, but I haven't got any resources to do anything else. So I think that's that. End of game scoring. I haven't got a score pad. I don't think it's in the app still. Is it? So we're just going to have to... If only your computer had some kind of calculator on it. Nope, that's not the calculator button. Hey, the browser comes up. Constantly hitting it by accident when I'm not doing stuff. All right, get my calculator up. So they don't get to go again. And they score their stuff. My stuff. So primary land and water tags. So your scoreboard tells you, for these actual things, depending on how many you've got, you get these points. We can ignore the C ones, basically. I think, haven't I got 5 each of the others? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 each gets you 8 points each. So 16 for that. Space cards. So we've got... Over there, we've got 2 towns, every pair of townsfolk and upgrade tile. Didn't get many townsfolk, so that's just worth 2. 1 plus a point for every planet card. I've only got 1, so that's just worth 2. I've got 5 mountain tags doubled because I satisfy the card, so that gives me 10. I've got 5 of them, and the moon card on its own is worth 3. Comet cards, haven't got anything. Upgrade tiles on your caravan, I've got 1, 2, 5, 6 points from those. And then guild majorities, I've got 1 guild majority for 3 points. This, I mean, if you could see their stack of cards, this isn't happening. I've got 47 points. I don't feel like... How many did I get the first time? I've no chance of remembering that. So the bot, I've got to remember 47. Remember 47, everyone. Gets 1 point for each of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For land and sea cards, 2 points for each of these. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. 3 points for each of these. 31, 34, 37, 43, 46. Can they get 1 more point? Yeah. We've got loads. 4 points for each of these. 50, 54, 58. And points for their upgrade tiles. What were they on? 58. 58. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 73, 74, 78. And then guild majorities, they've got these two, 81, 84. I feel like I did particularly badly. Yeah, I don't know if the journaling track is the only bit. That was bad. Getting myself into a position where I'm like, I have done none of these things, and I can't even very easily do these. It would have been probably easier to get the townsfolk at that point. But yeah, maybe tunneling in on the mountains when I wasn't really good at getting more of them. Would have been good to just get some more townsfolk anyway, especially if you're getting loads of these tiles. It works together with your initial points getting thing, which then it would have been worth doubling. But hey, I had a good time, a good thinky crunchy time, because it's still a lovely game, and you can actually play it now. I'm not telling you about a Kickstarter, and hey, you can play this in the future. Although really, with Garfield games, it's not that far in the future, is it? It's only been 7 months, and I think some people have had it a few weeks, haven't they? But there we go. Oh, thanks, Monica. Enjoy. So that is it for tonight for Wayfarers. The winner by a landslide, I'd say, of the monthly votes. Hey, if you'd like to participate in future votes, the current vote's still going. The games behind Wayfarers, it's still quite tight on. You can still vote. But yeah, you can see videos early and join the Discord and stuff. But mainly, help me keep doing this on patreon.com/slickerdrips, or Ko-fi as well would be a massive help. Tomorrow, we're starting a bit later. We're starting around now. But 24 hours from now. Rach is going to be joining me at 6 p.m. UK time, GMT, and we are going to be playing our first game, our first campaign, our genuine, actual Frosthaven beginnings. It's a ridiculous amount of time, it turns out, has been spent building these inserts for it. But yeah, we're finally going to crack on. We've picked, you saw in the unboxing maybe, they're all painted. But we've picked who we want to start with, I think. So there's going to be a lot of making sure I'm all up on the new Frosthaven-y bits to be able to tell you all, and Rach as well. Because, there's going to be, I think, approximately 20,000 Frosthaven videos suddenly appearing tomorrow. And hopefully you'll find us somewhere in that ocean of content at some point, if you're into some Frosthaven. But also, if you're not into Frosthaven, if you're into, as James says, some story time with Rach. Rach will be reading Summer out, I'm sure. And it's a lovely game. It's Gloomhaven with more things, with resources, with base building, with tougher stuff as well, like more complicated players, rougher scenarios. Yeah, it's ramping stuff up. And hey, eventually, it's not like, I'm not saying this is going to be a regular thing, but I would like at some point, whether it's like, I think it's impractical to even consider like streaming our actual Frosthaven campaign. But it would be nice to, at the point maybe when we unlock our scenario, if we unlock our scenario, it would be nice to stream that. Although it would be kind of spoiler city, wouldn't it? As long as it's all signposted, it would be cool to do that. It would be cool as well to see if somebody else that, like, I'm sure people will stream the whole thing. It would be nice to see other people playing through our scenario, as long as they're nice about it. But yes, story time with Rach tomorrow at 6 o'clock GMT for Mammoth, lovely Frosthaven. And other stuff besides coming up on Patreon, coming up on the normal channel as well. There's loads of stuff happening. Some more exciting stuff next week, and exciting things are arriving. But hey, there's a great big thing happening next weekend apparently. So some stuff's probably going to have to wait. Thank you so much everyone for being here for some Wayfarers. Maybe we'll I'll put it in next month's vote. Maybe it'll win again, and maybe I'll do well at it. I think we won the first stream, but like by some miracle at the very end. So a disappointing performance this time. But hey, a lot of stuff did go wrong today. It's a miracle I got through a game. But yes, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And we will see you tomorrow. Marty wishes you well, too. Like, he might not look like it, but he's dreaming happy thoughts about you all. Thank you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, bye, bye.